Greetings, this is Jeffrey Evans. Welcome to the training for Buddy Keyword DNA. When you first receive the program, you're going to get a file that is a zip file, and when you unzip it, this is what you're going to see. There's going to be a zip file within that, useful tools, that includes Notepad++, an installer for Notepad++, and an installer for DB Browser. This is a 64-bit version. If you need the 32-bit version, you can search for it online. It's free. You may not need either of these programs, but I find them to be useful. In particular, there is a file here called filter. These are the words that get filtered out. Let me tell you up front that this list that I'm giving you is not accurate. It's not complete. It was the opinion of the programmers when they simply added words to it. So you may find words that should be here that are not, and you may find other words that you should add. As an example, I find in doing some checking that the word privacy gets picked up quite a bit, and that's because of people's privacy policies. But there may be times when privacy would be important. Okay, so you may want to add that word or ignore it when you get your results. But feel free to change this list to suit you. All right, let's go ahead and close this. This DB Browser will allow us to actually look at the databases that are created. When you run this program for the first time, there are 3 databases created. I'll show you what those are. One is called Keywords, one is called Keywords Data, and one is called Results. Now, it's the Results database you're probably going to want to look at, if anything. So let's call up this tool, and let me show you what it can tell you. I start off and I say Open Database, and I'm simply going to navigate to that folder, and I see here we have Results. So I've opened the database. Now what I want to do is I want to browse. And it's saying, what table do I want to browse? And these are keyword DNA analysis I've done in the past. So I'm going to open this up. And I opened up Carry Permit. And I just want you to know what you're looking at. On the left-hand side, this is the keyword, right? And here we are with this word privacy. On the right-hand side, it's telling you how many pages that keyword appeared on. Now, if you're not sure about your filter list, here's what you can do. You could look at this list here, and you could start counting from here. And you could count down 35 words. Let's say you counted 40 words, 45 words, and then eliminate out any words that you believed didn't belong there. So as an example, the word will may not be important. The letter S here, not important, right? And so after you've got rid of the unimportant stuff, start at the top and count down 35 words. And those 35 words are going to be your most relevant words for your keyword DNA. Now that would work especially well if you weren't using the filter list. The filter list may be currently taking out things that could be important. But this is how you can really test and see if your filter list matches what you are doing. All right. This is the only table you really need to look at. And you don't have to look here. I'm just showing you how to work around because some people may not feel secure in what their filter list is. All righty. Let's close this up. So that's the basics of it. This file, Google Data, has all of the different Google localities, and we'll show you how that's used. Let's move this out of the way. Bring the program, put it on top here. All right, we have a few fields here, and they are very, very easy. First off, where you're seeing it says worldwide, this is where you choose your country. I will tell you, if you're in the US and you choose worldwide, it's going to give you google.com. You could go down and choose United States, and you would get google.com anyway. All right. But this is for those folks who want to check Google in other locations. How many results do you want to check? You'll see some numbers that are placed in here. Do not be fooled. These are recommended numbers, right? But you still have to type the value. So that says 10, I'm going to put 10. This says 7, I'm going to put 7. This says 10, I'm going to put 10. Let's talk about what these mean. How many results do you want to check? So if you want to check the first page of Google, that would be 10 results. There may come a time in the future when we want to check 20 results, all right, and do a comparison. That's why we've given you this added functionality. Okay, so while I'm checking, what is the minimum number of results I want to see that keyword on, and what are the maximum number? I don't expect this 10 to ever change, but if I was checking 20, maybe I want to look for words that are on all 20 pages or 15 out of the 20, okay? Once again, it's for future flexibility, but right now I would expect it to be 10. I find the sweet spot for most DNA to be at about 7 pages, 6 to 7 pages. So I'm going to put this at 7. Now, let's pick a market, something I haven't run before. All right, let's just say for sake of discussion, the market we were checking was travel, and of course I would always be more specific than to just say travel. And then we click extract DNA. Now, after about 30 seconds to a minute here, you'll see the status here change. It's preparing everything. And the status will come up as it just has and say, I am now scraping all words. It is literally gathering every word off of every page, and it's storing it into different tables, okay? And the magic happens over when we click create the DNA file. I'm going to pause the video until this is done. You'll take note that my system clock says it's 6:14. I'll bet you this doesn't take us more than about 3 minutes. So I'll go ahead and pause and come back when this is done. Okay, and it says scraping is complete. All right, so what we do now is we click this button that says create DNA file. And it's going to go in and it's going to give us an output file. So I click that button. Once again, let's take a look at the clock. It's 6:17. I'll bring you back as soon as that's done. And it looks like it's done that quick. All right, so let's go have a look at what the result looks like. We have a folder here called Saved. And all we have to do is open this up. We could use Excel. I like to use Notepad++ because it's just so much faster to load. Now, I'm getting very few results here, and I haven't looked at this particular market, right? So I can tell right off the bat, this doesn't look right to me. But let's say that this was correct, and I'm sure the issue has to do with that filter file. Well, here's what I can do. I can come over here, and this makes this incredibly powerful. I'm going to delete this file. I'm going to go back here, and I am not going to extract DNA again, okay? I'm going to take this number, and I'm going to move it to 6. And I'm going to say create the DNA file. And since we know this doesn't take very long, we'll wait a moment here. And the status hasn't updated. So you're going to see there's a pop-up, and then you'll know that it's just about done. There we go. Let's go look at the file. And now we have a whole lot more results. Okay? So once again, with this, I would get rid of the single letter stuff. I would get rid of stuff that looks like it wasn't relevant. And what I have left is the DNA, and this looks pretty accurate to me, actually. Okay, so some of them, your magic number is going to come in at 6, and some of them it's going to come in at 7. A technical aspect of the program that I really like, you're going to notice that we do not use any proxies, all right? And the reason we don't use any proxies is because we don't need them. When we click Extract DNA, we do exactly one search on Google. So we're not going to offend Google. We go and we gather the URLs, and then we go back in and we look at those URLs individually, but without querying Google again. All right, so you're not going to have a problem blocking your IP with this. One last item. Let's say that I mistakenly went and said, extract DNA again. That would be a no-no on the same market. And the reason being is because it's going to add all of that DNA all over again. And that's going to skew your results. If you were to look in the database, you would have 2 sets of the same data, one on top of the other. So if you do that, the fix is simple. Go in and delete those 3 databases that we looked at. The one that says results, the one that says keyword, and keyword something else. We talked about them when I first started. Okay? The program really is this simple and so incredibly powerful. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you use it to rank your websites, and if you're ranking your websites, I hope you're making money. Have a great day.